Okay, let's check out this question. It says, consider the function f of x is equal to 7x minus 4. Find f of 2. So when you need to find anything, like in this case f of 2, all we need to do is substitute, right? So wherever we have x in the function, we are going to replace it with 2. So let's go. So the function is f of x is equal to 7x minus 4. All right, so everywhere I see x, I'm going to replace it with 2. So f of 2 would be equal to 7 times 2, since it's 7x, minus 4. All right, and then we just work that out. 7 times 2 is 14, and 14 minus 4 is 10. Again, let's do part B. Find f of negative 1. So it's the same steps. Wherever we see x in the function, we're going to replace it with negative 1. So the function is f of x is equal to 7x minus 4. So f of negative 1, I'm using a different color so you could see. F of negative 1 would be equal to 7. I have x there, so I'm going to replace that with negative 1 minus 4. And I work that out. 7 times negative 1 is negative 7, and negative 7 take away 4 is negative 11. So therefore, f of 2 is 10, and f of negative 1 is negative 11. For this function, f of x is equal to 7x minus 4. Well, what about this one? If g of x is equal to x squared plus 5, find g of negative 2. So it's the exact same thing like before. Wherever we see x in the function, we are going to replace it with negative 2. So let's go. The function is g of x is equal to x squared plus 5. Wherever I see x, I'm going to replace it with negative 2. So this would be equal to g of negative 2 is, well, this is x here, so I'm going to replace that with negative 2, all to be squared plus 5. All right, so negative 2 squared will be negative 2 times negative 2, which is 4. I'm just going to write that out for ease. And then I plus 5. So the answer will be 9. G of negative 2 is 9. Therefore, when x is negative 2, the function g of x is equal to 9. Here's another example. If h of x is equal to x plus 3 all over x minus 1, find g of 5. So again, same rules. Wherever I see x in the function, I'm going to replace it with 5. So let's go. We have h. Here's an x, so I'm going to replace that with 5. H of 5 is equal to, well, it's x plus 3 on top. I'm going to replace the x with 5. So that will be 5 plus 3 all over x minus 1. Again, x is 5. So I put 5 there, minus 1. All right, and now I simplify. So 5 plus 3 is 8, and then 5 minus 1 is 4. So this actually works out where 8 can be divided by 4. So we could go ahead and simplify that. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So the function h of x is equal to 2 when x is equal to 5. I just realized I wrote find g of 5 when it was supposed to be h. Sorry about that. This should have been h of 5. Anyway, let's look at this other part for this same function h of x, right? Let us find h of 1. So same thing applies. Wherever I see x in the function, I'm going to replace it with 1. So the function would be h of 1 is equal to, well, I have an x there, so I'm going to replace that with 1 plus 3 divided by, again, it's x minus 1 on the bottom, so I'll have 1 minus 1, right? And look what happens here. Well, 1 plus 3 is equal to 4, and then 1 minus 1 is 0. But this cannot We can't work out that. You cannot divide by 0. 0 could never be in the denominator. So this function, h of 1, right? This function, h of x, is undefined. We say it is undefined. H of 1 is undefined. Because when we substitute 1 into this function, h of x, we have to divide by 0, and we cannot do that. So actually, the domain of this function would be, the domain of the function h of x would be such that x belongs to all the real numbers, but x is not equal to 1. Because whenever x is equal to 1, we would have to divide by 0, since 1 take away 1 is 0, and you cannot do that. So you can use any value of x in this function. You can substitute any value of x in this function except 1.